not of this tournament, but of the UK Open a couple of years ago, beating Michael Smith in the final. The number 9 seed has been typically Danny Noppert this year. Unbelievable consistency. He's a rare breed in that he's a player who's played in every single ranking tournament this year, and astonishingly has reached at least the quarterfinals 16 times. He is consistently a 95, 96, 97 average, one of the toughest to beat. You ask a lot of players who the most underrated, unheralded darts players are. Quite a few would say Danny Noppert. But he himself has got a potentially tricky draw in James Hurrell, another Players' Championship Finals debutant in his first year as a tour card holder. And I think it's a case of mission accomplished for Hillbilly. He's reached this tournament, and he's reached Alexandra Palace. They're the two big tournaments on the bucket list of new card holders. He's played some pretty good darts as well. He's had a few runs to the quarterfinals. Former England captain, the former WDF world #1. I suppose a little bit like Clayton v Hempel.
Danny
We expected Clayton to win that game. But you could make a case for Hempel being a banana skin. I think the same situation can be applied to this.
There are so many banana skins hovering around Minehead right now. This is like Donkey Kong round here. And underestimate James Hurrell at your peril.
100.
3 quarterfinals in your first year on the Pro Tour. That's pretty solid. And we're talking about a player that's got an abundance of experience that you've already mentioned, Dan. So it's how he uses this first year moving forward. He's a very crafty individual. I think his output is going to have to need, well, it's going to need another 1 or 2% to
64.
take some steps in the right direction. But there's a definite solid base to work with. But taking out Danny Noppert, it is a hard thing to do at any time.
120.
You mentioned in the last game it's not been a good night for East Anglia. It has not been a good night for Wales because Thibaut Tricol of France has taken out Gerwyn Price 6 legs to 4.
83.
Are you going to make me say it?
Yes.
You're a genius.
Thank you.
We spoke about this yesterday, and we talked about certain games, and you put your hand up and said,
60.
I think Thibaut beats Price. And I looked at you and said, interesting. Well, it has happened.
He's had an excellent debut year.
60.
He'll be playing
Danny
in the World
require
Championships, and he'll be a player to
161.
avoid for all the seeded boys.
And he's really good at set play as well. Imagine what his confidence is like right now.
43.
Imagine how Gezzy's feeling. He'll be back to Markham in South Wales by the morning.
Brilliant
140 from
Danny
James.
require 118.
Danny up against the wall here in the first leg. Looking for treble 20. Not finding it. But you will
58.
never see Noppert panic.
James, you require 54.
It's just not his makeup.
Even if he goes a leg down, James Hurrell wants tops.
Games on the first leg.
Solid
James
as a rock.
Hurrell.
I just wonder if this
Second leg,
place,
James to throw first.
as
Game
in
on.
Red's bar, will make him feel a bit more familiar with the task at hand, judging by his background of playing for England in the WDF system, his BDO days.
80.
I'm sure he's seen some of these larger halls, and he will experience Alexandra Palace, like you mentioned, Dan. But a venue like this might feel a bit more familiar. And who's to say he doesn't have a great deal
57.
of experience to give in these kind of situations?
Yeah, we talk about James Hurrell as a first-year tour card holder, and you hear that sentence and think, got no experience of playing on the stage. He has loads of playing in the WDF system.
140.
It's a real story of persistence because he's been to Q School a number of times, failed to get the tour card, but he's kept plugging away. He's played on the Challenge Tour. He's played some unbelievable darts on the Challenge Tour.
140.
That allowed him to get Pro Tour experience as a non-card holder. And here he is. He's looking at home.
And there was a time where he might have had to jack in darts altogether because he was really ill.
66.
Now that he's fully recovered, he knows how to manage himself a bit better these days. And it's just great to see him playing at the top level, because there was a time where we thought James Hurrell playing in the PDC system wasn't a possibility.
134.
He's got that typical James Hurrell twist of the wrist when he brings the dart very close to his right cheek.
65.
Then he corrects it and
Danny, you
twists it back
require
towards the board.
170.
He's done well there to leave 150. We're not going to get a massive finish
134.
from Danny Noppert.
James, you
Are we
require
going to get one from Hillbilly
150.
Hurrell?
Well, he went for the treble 20 route. Whether he would have stayed there and left double 15.
60.
I suspect that would have been
Danny,
the
you
shot, given
require
Noppert's on double
36.
18. That's irrelevant.
You are going to see a lot
Game
of
shot
leaves
the
of double
second
top
leg.
in this game.
Danny Noppert.
Not on that occasion, because Noppert did
Third
very
leg,
well to
Danny
leave double
throw
18.
first.
But both
Game
of these
on.
players, they have love affairs with tops when they're playing well. You got any more predictions now that you're Mystic McCarthy?
57.
I won't push my luck. We'll wait and see what tomorrow brings.
There could be other banana skins tonight. You look at Van Barneveld, who's got Chris Landman next. You can't
125.
count Chris out of that game, even though Van Barneveld is one of the top seeds in this tournament. Veenstra against De Decker. We'll get to that in due course,
58.
but it seems on paper a lot of the games could be quite predictable tonight, but I'm saying that very cagily, especially after what we've seen in the previous match.
121.
And from what we've seen on the main stage as well. The number 1 seed is getting ready to take on Nathan Aspinall.
96.
Apparently those two have been having a bit of banter over certain messaging apps over the last few days. Trying to get in each other's
137.
heads. There's nothing wrong with that. But the number 1 in the world is the person that Danny Noppert beat to get his Players' Championship victory this season. It was in Leicester in Players' Championship 8.
83.
It was a typical
James,
Danny
you
Noppert day.
require 180.
Averaging high 90s, doing effective things, and in that final, they won by 8 legs to 6.
Double top.
Game
Okay,
shot
that
the
is not the
third
right
leg.
way to go 118.
James Hurrell.
But James Hurrell has got away with it.
Fourth leg, James to throw first. Game
I
on.
feel like we've spoken about that so many times. I think you're better off getting the single 18 than the treble. But you should never go for the 18 first on 180.
100.
But he's shown right there why he does it. The more people hit it when they go 18s first, the more they will continue to do it.
Just to explain the point,
140.
if you hit treble 18, you leave 64. Now with 2 darts in hand, really the percentage plays to go 14 or treble and then maybe the bull. You hit treble 20, 58 left with 2 darts.
I'm not necessarily against it when your opponent is not on a finish. But if your opponent is on something, let's say 130 or better, I'm against it. Nobody's against things like that.
180.
Based on what we know about these players from this season, if one person on the stage is going to turn on the Jets, it's going to be Danny.
41.
It's a bit of a strip clash, isn't it, between these two? If this was a game of football, somebody would need the away shirt.
91.
Well, if this was football, you'd be cheering both because they're in the black and white of Newcastle.
Or the black and white of St Mirren.
Notts County.
Dan Dawson's going to like
100.
you. That's his team.
Danny, you require 90.
Stay on the line. He goes offline and gives Hurrell a chance to stretch his lead to 3-1. With
40.
Possibly the
James,
double that he
you
adores
require
more than any other.
120.
Double top.
Well, this would end the sequence of breaks. And Hurrell Hall. Well, that's a lovely start. It's a very good middle. Not the perfect ending.
Danny, you require 50.
It will be tops again. It should be.
30.
He pays the price for a very
James, you
lazy
require
single
20.
10 that was missed by quite some distance.
Double 5. Not really a guide.
15.
That will sting.
Danny, you require 20.
What a chance that is against one of the top players in the tournament.
Game
And he
from
pays the price for the
flag.
misses.
Danny Noppert.
Hasn't had a great deal of distance to travel, James. He's from Gloucestershire. Spends a bit more of his time
Fifth
east of
flag,
Gloucestershire
Danny
now,
to throw first.
towards
Game
Milton
on.
Keynes. But I'm sure he's very familiar with this part of the world, as most dart players are now, because they come to
100.
Minehead twice a year. But in his previous systems, he spent a lot of time down the M5 motorway towards Breen Sands. Places like Ilfracombe.
140.
That is the perfect first dart. He can attack that. Look what happens.
180.
Classic 180 shooting. And he loved that, didn't he? Think about who Danny beat en route to that game with Humphreys when he won Players Championship 8 as well. I saw plenty of that hit against him, but he had more than anybody else that day. He indeed beat Price himself that day. He beat Sagansky, Dutz, Stephen Burton, Robert Owen.
80.
We'll get onto him later.
Yeah, I mentioned it's been a bad evening for the Welsh. Today has also been a beneficiary to a couple of Welsh players.
60. Danny, you require 141.
That's not for right now, but it will be for us in about 2 hours' time. Interesting play here from Danny. Does he want treble 17 now?
87.
That'll do.
James, you
But
require
only if Hurrell doesn't hit this.
121.
Ryan Joyce's game earlier saw plenty of this.
97.
It's a great
Danny,
last
you
start.
require 54.
This is turning out to be one of those classic Danny Noppert grind matches, where if you
Games
do
on
not
the
get in
fifth
front of
leg.
him, you might
Danny
not lead
Noppert.
again in this match.
Sixth leg, James to throw first. Game on.
And there ends the break of throwathon.
$100.
Stephen Burton is the opponent for the winner of this, taking out James Wade in a surprise result.
91.
Seen a few surprise results today. Jan van Veen and Vessel Nyman going out. Gerwin Price and Johnny Clayton. For certain regions and nations, it's not been a good tournament so far.
Not at all. Now, this section of the draw, it does have a few usual suspects. Stephen Burton
80.
is not one of them. So with Wade out, I suppose it looks more inviting, but if you It's considered James Wade's record at Minehead. And this time of year, it's not really that much of a surprise. But the name that pops off the page, it's Littler. He's the number 8 seed. He's in this section of the draw.
140.
But he's got to beat
James,
Rob Cross first.
170.
And then the winner of that has got to beat Richie Edhouse. It's quality everywhere you look.
60.
In that moment, you can't still leave a 3-darter. You can see the disappointment all over the upper body of James Hurrell. The shoulder slump.
96.
And he knows
James, you require 110.
that if he misses this, he does run the risk of being 2 behind against one of the best front runners in world darts.
Double top.
Game from the 6th leg.
Very short,
James
sharp
Hurrell.
yelp from James Hurrell.
7th leg, Danny to throw first. Game on.
Befitting of a hillbilly, I suppose.
Yeah, he doesn't give us a yee-haw or anything like that when he wins a match.
60.
But if he gets a walk-on in front of 4,000 fans in the main arena, he'll have to do the Hillbilly Rock and the Hillbilly Roll, which is a pretty cool walk-on song, let's face it.
$140.
If that happens to Chris Lambman, if he beats Barney, we'll get the Witch Doctor. Not one of your favourites?
131.
Not really. There's definitely a time and a place for things like that, though. And everybody gets an individual walk-on at Alexandra
43.
Palace, as they should. If you qualify for the biggest tournament in the world, the least you should get is an individual walk-on with your music, your brand, and your moment.
100.
This game hasn't gone stale. It's just at that middle point where you think, if somebody can just go up 5%, they might just close the other person out. This is a grind.
38.
It's at the middle point where it's difficult to call who's going to win.
$138.
The moment we see it, Noppert comes up with a 2-treble visit. And he can do this all night long. And that's why he can win this tournament. That's why he's won at Minehead in the UK Open.
100.
Because he can
Danny requires 72.
sustain what he does all day long. Double 12.
48.
You'll see players over the course of the next couple of days who will throw a dart just like that and wonder, how was that missed? They'll be spending mental bandwidth on why did it miss? How could it miss? Look what Danny did.
100. Danny
He just
requires
accepted it
24.
immediately and said, right, I'll get it next time.
Double 6. Might not be any acceptance if he fails
18.
to get this. There you can see it.
James, you require 80.
5 darts for the leg missed by the Dutchman. Might be more than a micro yelp here. Double 10 for Hurrell for another break in the lead.
Game from the 7th leg. James
And
Hurrell.
right at the top of double 10, which is what you should be aiming for.
We mentioned it earlier. If you do want double 10, that's the portion of it to aim.
8th leg, James to throw first. Game on.
Nathan Aspinall has drawn first blood against Chris Dobie on the main stage. That should be a cracking game.
Those guys aren't friends for the next 30 minutes.
60.
And that's what you got to do when you play your friends, because you will play your friends on the PDC tour. Everything's got to be swept aside for the time it takes to complete a match.
49.
Chris Dobie and Nathan Aspinall are actually in this quarter of the draw as well. But they're at the top, whereas these two are towards the bottom.
180!
Well, is Noppert really going to rue those 5 missed darts in leg 7? It could be the case.
96.
This is somewhat an untypical Noppert performance. He's only averaging 90, and he's only hit 1 out of every 3 on the doubles.
180!
Doesn't help, of course, that James Hurrell has hit 2 maximums in this leg.
6 treble 20s in a row.
59. James, you require
Staring
81.
down the barrel of an 11 dart leg. Double 12 this time for James. He
69.
finds himself lumbered on double 6 this time. In a section of the draw that if Hurrell was to beat Noppert, there'd be no other nation represented.
140. James, you require 12. Games from the 8th leg.
Danny Noppert wasn't in
James
trouble
Hurrell,
before.
9th leg,
He
Danny
very
to
much is now.
first.
Yes, it's a 13 darter from James Hurrell, and Danny Noppert in the unenviable position of having to win 3 in a row.
140.
Easy for us to say it. If anybody can from this position, it's probably Danny. He's won so many matches after being in this position, and he's just able to survive. But Hurrell's got his tail up.
85.
Two treble
125.
visits twice. Expect that to happen a lot for the remainder of this match. It could be for the rest of this leg, or for the next 3, or somewhere in between.
100.
But if Hurrell's going to get 1 treble, expect Danny to be getting 125s and 140s.
$100.
And just like that, he's 180 in front. But for how long?
140.
He gave that every
Danny
chance.
require 136.
But the chance falls for the Dutchman. 6 starts from 136 to start the charge back. That is precarious. He's got 59 left. And that flight's in the way. Wow, how has that stayed in the
96.
board?
And then the flight dropped on the floor.
That is a real bit of fortune there for Danny. That could have easily been 57 points lost.
The thing is as well, he didn't really have any other
100.
option. I know he's far
Danny
in front, but he
requires
still
40.
wants to leave his favourite tops.
Games from
It's
the
all
9th
worked
leg.
out in the end.
Danny Noppert.
But if I may say so, Dan,
10th leg,
He
James
did have
to
options.
first.
from
Game
59, if you don't want to go a single 19 at the bottom, you can go for a skinny one to stay away from the dart. If you want to take all of the risk out of play,
134.
just hit another number.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times with Danny's darts. I can't think of a proper way to say it, so I'm going to say it in an onomatopoeic way.
140.
When they land in the board, they bedoin a little bit.
They do wobble a little bit, but here's an option for you. If you've got 59 left and you do not want to go to the 19s, go for treble 9.
100.
You get a 9, you leave 50, you still got options. Get a treble, you leave 32. There's that wobble you're talking about. It's something he has struggled with his entire career.
121.
That dart in that treble 19, that may just be the most important dart of this match. Because things have changed.
44.
Just because you get a 5-3 lead doesn't mean you're going to get a match dart. James hasn't had one.
$100.
Should get to a finish. Worst case scenario might leave 164. That's a good start. Oh, 180 here. Gold dust.
140. Danny, you require 140.
That was to stop Hurrell from getting a match dart. Now he can do nothing about it.
100.
James has got to get there.
James, you
It
require
must be
83.
bullseye minimum to take Danny out.
66.
That's experience. Just double checking. He does ensure the bullseye to get one of the biggest wins of his season, maybe the biggest.
34.
It wasn't close.
Danny, you require 40.
So James Hurrell has had a match dart. He's not made use of it.
Games from the
Typically,
10th leg.
Danny Noppert
Danny
takes
Noppert.
tops. We're going all the way, and Danny's got the throw.
11th and deciding leg.
This is what he does.
Danny to throw first. Game on.
He survives that match dart. And then he puts his foot down. If you were to enlist a dart player to dig a tunnel with a spoon, just ask Danny to do it, because he will just keep going until he finds the end.
He'd do a better job than Andy Dufresne. Oh, and look what he's averaging.
96.
97 now.
There you go.
He's averaged 97, and yet it doesn't feel like it's been a great performance, which I suppose is the ultimate compliment.
That's true.
80.
Some people dream of 97 averages. It's just the norm for Danny. Just imagine how much damage he could do with a rock hammer. That's what Andy Dufresne had in the Shawshank Redemption. And right now, James Hurrell is more like the prison governor, thinking, how on earth has this happened?
121.
He's just relentless.
140.
He's going to get his chance to finish the match now. Hurrell, you feel he's got a max here.
Has to be at least 2 trebles. There's one of them.
81. Danny, you require
Well, darts can be a
101.
cruel game. James Hurrell has averaged 98 here. It has been a fine performance on debut. He's missed that one match dart at bullseye. He's going to come back to the board.
49.
But this might just be for completion's sake, because you'd expect Danny Noppert to tidy up 52.
Just remember that leg from a few legs ago, where he missed 12s, he missed 6s, he didn't even get a shot at 3s. And then that miraculous treble 19 that stayed in the board. Everything has changed
89.
since that dart.
Danny, you require 52.
For a third leg on the bounce, and for a 6-5 win. He is so hard to